Hi, you guys. Let's see if I can see a little bit better. I probably need to dull in this a little bit better. Dulling this off. Uh, can you guys see me? Let's see. Give me one more second. I'm going to try one more thing. All right. Guess I got to use the light in the place. Use unnatural light, I guess. Because I definitely can't see myself. Or maybe it's on low. Let's see. Got a little bit better. There we go. All right, thank you guys. So what happened? It's like a glare. Maybe it's just a glare where I'm at. I don't even care. So today, well, let me talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a little bit weird. Let me pause this. Matter of fact, let me turn that one off. It was a little bit weird. My mother was a little hyped on 10, but well, I'm gonna let her give her description once she gets that opportunity of what's going on. But I got a voicemail from her case manager today talking about that she was going to give me the give me what I wanted and give me the ISP, her support plan, and what was going on and everything from the physician. And she also stated one thing about me not understanding that she was transferred already or something like that, which I never said at all. I haven't even talked to this woman. I've been trying, like I said, I've been trying to contact her. So I don't know where she got that from. And she was saying she was trying to explain that. And I want you guys to hear the voicemail because sometimes this is how people play games. And I've never said anything like that to her or to any of her staff or even to my mother. So I'm glad I had this recorded because if something was to happen and they try to say, oh, yeah, well, maybe she's unstable or something like that, that's going out the window because we got everything recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and try to play that. Please enter your password, then press pound. You have 3 new voice messages and 30 new message.
Hi, Belle. This is Kathy Barnum.
Oh, no, that's wrong. Okay.
New message.
Hi, this message is for Belle Dean. This is Marianne at the volunteer.
Okay.
Message skipped.
That's from Nami.
This is, excuse me, this is a message for Belle Dean. This is Paula calling from the NAMI for message skipped.
Dang.
Saved message. Hi, this is a message for Belle. Hi, Belle. This is Donna McFarland at the State Hospital. I've tried to reach you a few times. I want to get you a copy of
which she didn't. She called once, and then I tried to call her back and she didn't answer.
Plan. However, I need your contact info. And even if I know you're probably at work or whatever, so if you get off work and you just want to call my number 765-966-0511 extension 9348, you can either give me your mailing address and I can mail it, or you can give me an email, and I would be glad to scan it and email it to you. And also, I kind of wanted to explain to you about, she hasn't actually been transferred. I think there was a miscommunication about what actually was going on at the treatment team, and I just wanted to explain that to you as well. But just give me a call when you can, or if nothing else, just leave me a message with your information so I can get you what you want, okay? So, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much, Bill. Bye-bye. To replay it from 17659660511 received today at 10:17 a.m.
So I'm sorry, that was 10:17 a.m. Okay, so I'm gonna call her back because I'm gonna record it as I'm doing it because I don't want no shifty or no craziness going on saying that I was not responsive, because I've been responsive the whole time. And on top of that, I've never said anything about her being officially transferred yet. If that was the case, I wouldn't be talking to her. Like, no one's well, I'm just gonna have to be calm, y'all, because this is the stuff that I tell y'all. But if you go through this, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, a lot of shenanigans for what I'm going through right now. But it shouldn't have to be. But God lets everything happen for a reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and call her, and I'm not gonna dial her extension. I'm gonna have the operator to do it, so that way it's a confirmed. You can't say, "Oh, it's a mixed match" or anything like that. If the phone starts ringing, I told you guys, like, my phone is crazy. Like, my phone is not crazy, but they do have call ID sometimes, and I know sometimes that they go and literally avoid my calls, because I can call from my secondary number and it'll go directly through. Doesn't mean like, oh yeah, the lines are tied up. It doesn't happen every single, like, that's not gonna happen every single time. Like, no. So but what I can say is be persistent, be patient, and be persistent. This is not an overnight gig. If you think you're going to get results overnight, that is not going to happen. And that's why, if you hear me talking to my mom, and she's doing great, like that, all that endurance is even showing that she is capable of handling stressful situations and things like that. It might not be up to the part of the average person walking on the street, but she is progressing. And that's something that, like I said, if I pull her out right now, it's not going to be the best situation. So, and it's giving her endurance. It's giving me endurance. Let me tell you this, okay? Because there have been so many times that I've been interacting with people, and you have to understand, people, as meaning myself included, are human. And we do make mistakes, and sometimes we can get offline and out of tune. But during this whole process, I've been having these issues with those types of people, and they just don't, let's say those type of people. When I say those type of people, with people who consistently make the habit of not doing the right things or doing things when they're convenient, that it puts a damper, it hardens things, it makes things worse. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call her.
Thank you for calling Richmond State Hospital. Please listen carefully to the following options.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Richmond State Hospital.
Hi, I'm calling for Donna McFarland.
Sure, just a moment.
Hi, you reached voicemail for Donna McFarland, social worker for units 420A and B. I'm unable to take your call at this time, but if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Thanks, and have a great day. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Donna. This is Belle Dean, Patricia Dean's daughter. Thank you so much for getting back to me. My email address is Belle, my first name, .Dean. That's B as in Bravo, E as in Echo, L as in Lima, L as in Lima, E as in Echo, .Dean, D as in Delta, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, at yahoo.com. Also, I don't know exactly what you need to explain to me about the transfer. I currently was not aware, or I guess thinking or insinuating that she was transferred yet, but I do want to have more information on that whole treatment plan, because there were a lot of names and a lot of people that I was not familiar with that were in that scenario. And then, and I kind of the full dialogue because I didn't. My mother wasn't even in the whole room, so I don't know what happened afterwards or anything like that. So, yeah, if you can give me that information via email, that would be great. Thank you. Bye. Didn't want to go too much in explaining because once that, if you have something recorded, people start thinking, oh, they're trying to pick, I'm telling y'all, this is what people do. They wait the 5 minutes. That's so, I mean, you have to do that sometimes with dealing with toxic situations. You wait the 5 minutes and, try to regroup and then, organize your thoughts and go into the whole process. And that's cool. But at least just try to try to come back and respond and do it the right way. Do it the right way. Another thing that I don't try to bash too much on her case manager, for the simple fact that they actually are overworked. When you get into this field, it takes a lot of work. So if you got a caseload, you're not even supposed to have a huge caseload. If you're doing 2 whole wings, that's crazy. You need to have like people under you. And there are people under her, but it's not enough. Let's just say that it's not enough. If anyone who has ever been a caregiver, a caretaker, or direct support professional, anything like that, dealing with one person one-on-one is hard, because sometimes they have a lot of issues that just one person can't handle. It takes a whole village. When they say it takes a whole village to raise a child, it takes a whole village to keep the stability of a person. You don't even understand that, even with your own walk in life. So that's why I try not to bash on her or go ham or just say crazy stuff, because this is a tough occupation. However, you're not about to sit here and play with me and act like I don't know what I'm doing, or give me some less quality service. That's not how it goes. I see that you're overworked. I see that things are gonna are kind of tough, but you still make sure you don't slack, and that's another reason why I call my mother and, try to keep in contact with her and things of that nature. My mother also has been saying that she's been going to class, and I really do believe that she is going to class. Yeah, I really do believe that she is going to class. And not to say that my mother won't do things that I just, oh, you're just taking it because it's your mother. Certain functions, when you dissociate and you detach and certain people's behaviors, even people who are skilled in this area will tell you there are certain things that's even with yourself. Everything is possible, but in the span of the limited span, that it has to be something that's interacting with it, to change the behavior or to make the behavior, trigger the behavior, which it might be, or it might be a reaction from somebody who is around, so it takes a lot of thorough work, like investigation, looking back at when did this happen? When did it first happen? Just having one outburst of saying, oh, my mother hasn't taken her medication, she spit them out. And then when I call, because it's recorded, you guys, and they say, okay, the nurse says, I don't think that she really did it. I think it was just a lot of pills in her hand and it was shaking. Her hand was shaking and it dropped. That's a huge difference from saying someone is refusing it versus saying someone is not able to hold it and take it. So yeah. Also, man, it's just so funny. Like all this stuff is happening when I've been really trying to get myself together, get my life together, praying and fasting. I mean, so many yokes. Like God has just been showing me a lot of things that's been happening. I kept asking when I was going through this process, like my whole life started changing. I'm like, why is this changing like this? What is going on? Like, and I was getting separated from people. I was just learning, and I learned more about this, like, than anything else. God was showing me, like, helping people and helping the community. And he was showing me, like, how God was showing me how I was going to be helping people and I was going to be leading people, and how I was connected to wealth. But the wealth wasn't, people don't understand what wealth is. Like, you just don't have wealth on this earth just to have it. You know, there are some people who are wealthy who don't have, you know, haven't manifested. Well, you don't see the dollar signs, but they're definitely wealthy, and they're wealthier than a lot of the people who don't, who have the money. But anyhow, God was showing me my wealth and how my wealth was going to be helping through helping people and help people cope and to get through some of the things that they're going to be facing. And I remember in a dream that I was at this shelter that I currently like work at, and the other one that I volunteer, and I couldn't understand it and how things were transitioning. Yeah, it's been one heck of a road. But one thing I can say is that even through all of this, I've learned more. Is she right there? Come here. I learned more about this process, and I'm grateful for it because I see more of the upsets. I think I see some of the disturbances that I've seen in my family lineage. I've seen a lot of things that are getting broken off. Some of the things that I thought about myself that was connected to what was projected onto my mother, which was inherently projected on me. Like, some of that stuff was just phenomenal. How people treat you, how you see the world, how you viewing it, just all of that. So yeah, grateful for it. What else? What is going on? I thought that was another call, y'all. But I just thought that was just profound. And not only that, how things are turning into my favor. It was almost like God was shifting me as I was going through my turbulent time. I thought it was turbulence time, but it was actually a shifting, and God was dropping people off, teaching me, taking me from old habits and learning new things that I needed to grow. And yeah, it made my life so much better. So much better, you know. But I will say that this has been one heck of a day. Look, this has been one heck of a day. But I wouldn't change it for anything. It's so much learning, so much understanding and growth. So even though you get frustrated sometimes, and if you guys are going through this situation, like what I was going through, people, and what I've overcame, a lot of people are going through it now. A lot of people are going through it now. And yeah, God is in control. I'm just, I guess, not fearful to say it anymore. I'm willing to stand on it because I know it's to be true. And God showed me, like, I believe his word, but it's a different type of belief. It's a different level of belief when you have to stick your whole body in, and you got to stick your whole mind in, and it's an all hands in kind of situation. You have to go through that process. You know, I went through the process of being homeless. I went through the process of people rejecting me. I went through the process of people just deserting me, saying, oh, just pushing down my name. I went through the rejection of having the qualifications for something and getting denied time and time again. And not only that, seeing people who you were in the same category doing the same thing, and they're getting promoted while you're sitting down at the bottom, and you're encouraging them, and they're detaching from you because they feel like you're going to want that. You're going to go and attack them. afterwards, it showed me a lot of discipline in that too, because you're gonna feel that like, why can't I go this way and why can't I, and some of those people, like I said, even though promoting them, left me, and just turned and was just like wouldn't have anything to do with me, not like, oh, saying anything hateful, but I mean just avoiding me at all costs. I went through that process. I went through the process of walking alone. I still have that process of walking alone. I will tell you this, every time I had something successful in my life, I had to walk alone. It was just me and God for the most part. And God started bringing other people that I didn't know. Now, I got attached to other people and connections and things like that, because I don't want people to think that, oh, you're going to be alone, you're going to be in a cubicle. That's not how God designed us. But I will say during the process, I had to walk alone. I had to leave my former house and the former things that I used to do. And God started providing people to come and help me. So, if you guys are going through that and you feel like you're alone, you're never alone. God did not create you in this arena for that to even happen. You're never alone. It's probably that God is trying to get you to reach out and to reach above. And I had to go through that process. I also had to go through the process of wanting to fit in, because when you see yourself so alone and it look like everybody else having a party, it look great until you get into that party and then you see they ain't doing nothing. I used to have that all the time, y'all. I'm telling you, I used to have that all the time when I would be flying and I would see family and friends and they all partying, living it up. And I'm like, dang, I'm missing everything. You thinking that you losing everything until you get there. And then you see that they not doing what they said they was doing, or it was just 1 second. And that one little moment, it might be really good. That one moment of fun is not equating to where you trying to go into the next dimension of life. Like, you like, okay, this used to, it looks so fun. It seems so fun, but when you're in it, your spirit is not calm. Your spirit is not at rest. Your spirit is not at ease. And it's like, instead of what it looks like online. I see a lot of people who look at that too. And I have to laugh like, nah, it's not like that. It's not what they saying, Yeah, so that's some of the things that I had to acknowledge and to understand. It takes a lot in order to be stable, especially being a millennial. Y'all, do you know that you're literally going to, it's not even, how people say you save 1/10 of what you owe? Well, because of inflation, I looked at that and I was just like calculating, like, in order to be super financially stable, which that amount wouldn't even mean anything when I retire, because everything is just turning topsy-turvy, which, y'all, I think money is, it's about currency, the flow of the current. But anywho, in order to, if you wanted to be like, financially stable or become, a millionaire or close to that, I would have to literally work a job that produces at least $4,000 a month. And that's a typical, well, they said that's the average, but I know that is not to be true. But you would have to literally only spend half of that and take care of everything else. So, yeah, that's what we would have to do. And you can see now, look at the things now. Some people are looking like they living it up. Oh, I got this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But look at them 10 years down the line. It's not, because wealth is, like I said, wealth is not, rich is instant, but wealth is longevity. Look, 10, 12, 20, 25 years past, then you're going to see what was going on and what happened and what, you're going to see the habits of a person, and if you don't believe me, look at those people who were in high school or in middle school or in, college, and you met them and they were so physically healthy and they were all together, and then you see them 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, or you even see them 10 years later and they're like, oh, like, what the heck? It's longevity. It's what you do over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, this process has taught me that just be steady, stay calm, be steady, be consistent, because consistency does, it really, really, really does beat anything else. Out of the mouth the heart speaks. If you still have that inside of you, that consistency, I'm still going to go and do this whatever. The world has to listen to you. All this, everything in the earth has to listen. They're listening, waiting on to your command. Even God is waiting on your command. He's giving you free will. He's waiting on your command. So that consistency is bringing that forth. And it looks like, I'm telling y'all, this is why I said I no longer fear about my life and things like that, because everything that I went to looks like it was shaping my life into a whole cluster of what I stand for and what I'm called to be. So yeah, I know that was kind of long, but I did want to explain that. And for anyone who is going through mental illness, who has a loved one, family member, it could be a spouse, a mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, cousin, neighbor, all I can say is don't give up. The world that we live in sometimes want us to dispose these people, but we're all on this earth together, and everybody's not going to have it all together. And if you honestly look at it, we all are messed up in some type of way. It's how we're able to work through those things. And that's what we need right now. We need to unite and work through those things and to make things better. And I tell you this, there are a lot of things that we can learn from those people versus the people that we think that we learn from. I learn stuff from people every day. The people that you think you're learning from and the people that you don't think you're learning from. And I always tell them that, well, I didn't get a job because of that, but because they were like, you're always thanking people. Like, why not? Yeah, it's how you work with it. And I'm not saying you need to just stick with someone who is mentally, verbally, physically abusive due to a mental illness. I'm definitely not saying that. What I'm saying is that there are ways of getting help. There are resources out there, and you need to go and make the best of it. Don't close off. That's the one thing that the enemy will try to get you to do, is just totally close off to help, or to attach to a lot of people, places, things that are not going to give you the best end result. So yeah. Yeah, you guys definitely do that. Reach out, ask God to train your mind and to send you to the right people. The right people will come your way. I promise you. Now, listen, you're going to have some people who doing the most, but if you keep trying, I promise you, the wrong people are going to fall off when you go to that elevation, because you pushing it through. Wrong people, people who are trying to do negative stuff, it's always, listen, the higher you go, it's going to be harder for them to breathe. It's going to be harder for them to knock down, because it's been proven to them. Your repetition will change that human condition, but your repetition is changing the other man's human condition too, because you're saying, I won't quit, I won't stop, I won't give in. And that's going to make that person say, I got to drop, or I got to go and I am either going to have to drop, get away from them, join them, or I'm going to be humiliated. So, yeah. And one thing people who do crazy stuff don't want to be is humiliated. They'll rather be left behind and to cover up some things and turn the other way than to be humiliated. So, and that'll drop a lot of people off anyway. But once you keep striving, you're not even looking towards that. You're just going to keep going higher, 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 higher. So, I'm going to get off of here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you. Bye.